John Young with the Weekend Handyman. We are at the National Hardware Show here in Las Vegas. We're looking at some of the cool things here at the show, and that brought me over to the Flameking booth, and I've got Dan here from Flameking. Dan, I'm seeing something here. I've not seen this ability before. Tell us more about the ability to refill propane tanks.
Well, it's a very simple process. The way we've designed this tank is simply you can plug it into a regular forklift tank. The reason why it has to be forklift is simply because you need liquid draw propane.
Okay.
You know, most traditional barbecue tanks are vapor draw. This is liquid, and that therefore allows the tank to fill in the liquid form all the way through to the top of the tank.
Gotcha.
And it's very safe and easy to refill. It takes about 30 seconds to do. There's no freezing. You know, traditionally when you're trying to refill a non-refillable propane tank, you have to you have to freeze it, you have to prep it, you have to turn the tank upside down to get liquid draw. This is very simple, very straightforward. It takes about 30 seconds to do. It's very safe. It's approved by the DOT for refilling. So unlike traditional disposable tanks, which are at the end of its life have to be thrown away, this can be reused again and again and again for 12 years. So that's definitely has a huge environmental impact on the environment.
Sure. So now, when a person's getting the system, what pieces now are they're buying and such, or what comes into the kits?
All they really need is one of these. It's a refilling valve and a refillable tank. The propane tank can be found from any propane refiller or exchanger, or even any fill location will have a propane tank handy, which you can just bring your fill valve to, and they can fill it for you. Okay. All you really need to buy is one of these refilling valves and a propane tank, a refillable propane tank. Those are the two components that you really need to refill your propane tank, your refillable 1 pound cylinder from any propane tank around.
I notice you have two different sizes of the refillable tanks. Now, what's the difference between the two?
Okay, so what we have here is a camping size cylinder, and then we have an industrial size cylinder. Now, the difference between the two of them is these are generally used for like when you're going camping and you have a lantern or you have a cooking stove or any appliance that has to be stable on the ground. Yep. This is what they use these for. These tanks are used generally with torches and sort of flame throwing applications, or if you're a chef in the kitchen, you'd be creme bruleeing with this. And that's essentially, copper pipers use these, plumbers, roofers, anyone that's doing handiwork around the house that needs a heat application will use one of these because it's generally good for like tight spaces, and it's easy to hold. And this is more for like stable applications where you just want to have it sitting on the ground and you want to have a stable platform on which to put your appliance on.
Right. And once they're refilled, I mean, as far as pressure, they're the same, just as
they are exactly the same. There's no difference between these and the disposable tanks. They operate exactly the same. The valves, the valve heads are all compatible with whatever's out there in the market now. What they call these are CGA 600 connections, so they're all backwards compatible. So, yeah.
And 12 years they'll last.
12 years to fill. Yeah, I mean that's a huge lifespan.
Yeah, for sure.
To fill your tank. If you can keep your tank looking like this in 12 years, you're good to go.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
If people want to get more information, where would they go?
They can go to flameking.com/refillable, and that's where you can find all the information on we have a video on how to refill, the process of refilling, as well as the products that we sell for 1 pound.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Thank you much, Dan.
Thank you.
This is John Young with the Weekend Handyman.
Wow.